Chef AJ recently announced that she was diagnosed with lung cancer 2 years ago that progressed into stage 3 metastatic lung cancer. This is surprising to those of us who are familiar with Chef AJ, author and host who creates and eats healthy plant-based vegan recipes without oil, sugar, and salt. She was the executive pastry chef at Santé Restaurant in Los Angeles, known for her desserts made with whole fruit. She used to eat a standard American diet, was obese and unhealthy. She transformed her health with a low-fat, plant-based vegan diet and has been a speaker at numerous events about her weight loss, inspiring journey. She has a YouTube channel with an impressive 243,000 subscribers. Her videos showcase vegan recipes and interviews with famous doctors who discuss health in interesting detail. She also has guests on her channel who speak about how they improve their health with a vegan diet. 2 years ago, I was one of those guests. Diet is the most important part in preventing and reversing disease, but it's not a sure thing. People can get cancer on any diet due to many factors. Chef AJ is only 61 years old. She was obese in the past, which increases cancer risk due to elevated estrogen. Eating excessive amounts of saturated fat and too many chemicals from processed foods put her in a high-risk category. When we change our diets, our risk decreases, but risk isn't eliminated. In a recent video linked below, Chef AJ talks about her cancer diagnosis and guesses as to why she got cancer after eating a healthy, plant-based vegan diet for 47 years. She said her risk factors were family history of cancer. There may have been radon in previous apartments she lived in. Dr. Goldhammer says there could have been mold in those apartments too. Chronic stress, anxiety, and panic attacks are also factors. Being overworked, having asthma, consuming sugar, which lowers immunity and increases inflammation. She also had frequent UTIs. Living in Los Angeles, which has a lot of pollution, could have been another factor. She smoked cigarettes her junior year in high school. Her mother smoked when she was pregnant with her, and she inhaled secondhand smoke for the first 30 years of her life from the people she lived with. Our genes don't guarantee that we will get cancer, thank goodness, but it does predispose us to getting cancer. That's why being as healthy as possible is a good preventative measure. Your environment can have a devastating effect on your future health if there is pollution, if you live near a busy road or in a polluted city, exposed to a lot of pesticides. Maybe you live near a farm, or if you live under or near power lines, because those increases cancer risk too. And where you work. Are you exposed to a bunch of chemicals? Those all put your health at higher risk. Cooks have an increased risk of lung cancer because emissions from high temperature frying has been classified by the IARC as probably carcinogenic to humans. Scientists have long known that gas stoves emit pollutants that irritate human airways and exacerbate respiratory problems. Gas stoves have been a favorite of cooks because of the ability to control the heat and heat food quickly. Chef AJ has asthma, which may have been caused by her mother smoking, and cooking on gas stoves could have made her asthma worse. In addition to acute effects such as asthma. Long-term nitrogen dioxide exposure from gas stoves has also been linked to cancer. Chronic stress increases powerful chemicals, which can make us sick. That's why chronic stress reduction should be a priority. Meditation, counseling, exercise, yoga, spending time with friends, and quiet time are extremely important to reduce stress and lower cortisol. Stress can cause cancer. Chef AJ's chronic stress, anxiety, and panic attacks lowers immunity and increases cancer risk. Being overworked increases stress and doesn't allow us to take care of ourselves, which increases disease risk. Chef AJ frequently visited Mexico and often returned with a UTI. Her doctor misdiagnosed her with interstitial cystitis because it's often mistaken for a UTI. She had PET scans and CT scans, and that's how her doctor found out she had lung cancer, because other than the UTI, she didn't have any symptoms. UTIs are typically caused by the bacteria E. coli, so it's probable that she got the UTI from eating contaminated plants and drinking contaminated beverages in Mexico. Chef AJ said that she did take medication to get rid of the UTIs, but didn't state which ones she took. Certain antibiotics and drugs cause cancer. Chef AJ tried water fasting. Actually, she's done it twice. And so it's just drinking water, and then she had broth afterward. And she said it has shown positive health boosting results in many individuals at True North, such as shrinking tumors. But Chef AJ found that her tumors grew even though she tried supervised water fasting. But because she's so thin, she couldn't do it for an extended period of time. And because Chef AJ was so busy, she didn't have much time to exercise. Exercise helps lower cancer risk. Since her diagnosis, she exercises daily. The most likely cause of Chef AJ getting cancer was inhaling secondhand smoke for decades. People online have deduced that Chef AJ's lung cancer is because she got the jab. The jab refers to getting the COVID vaccine. Chef AJ said that she did not get the COVID vaccine because she's had bad reactions to vaccines in the past. There is no evidence that the COVID vaccine increases cancer risk. The COVID vaccine has proven to save lives. Most people benefit from getting typical vaccines. The National Cancer Institute states that vaccines have been shown to decrease the risk of hospitalization and death from COVID-19, even among people with cancer. Data show that people with cancer and others with weakened immune systems are at high risk for severe complications from COVID-19. It's safer to get the vaccine than to contract the COVID-19 virus, which keeps mutating into different strains. Viruses have and can cause cancer. Chef AJ admitted to contracting COVID twice, and getting COVID may increase one's chances of getting cancer. But cancers take decades to grow and become large enough to be found. It's scary and unfair that good people who eat a healthy diet and help others get cancer. My hope is that working less, maybe retiring, spending time doing fun activities will boost her immune system to get rid of the cancer in her lungs. I also hope that she tries Dr. Brooke Goldner's Hyper Nourish Protocol, which includes high amounts of raw vegetables and omega-3 healthy fats from chia seeds and flax seeds, which aids in healing. My doctor told me to try Dr. Britt Goldner's Extreme GAIP Raw Vegan Protocol after trying practically everything else, even water fasting to get rid of extreme pain and hives. After following Dr. Britt Goldner's protocol, I was able to reverse the pain, hives, and type 1 diabetes antibodies, proven with a blood test, which is why I recommend other people try it as a detox when all other avenues have failed to produce results. Chef AJ agrees that recently deceased Dr. John McDougall with him to avoid doctors because doctors look for problems, and when someone is looking for a problem, they will probably find one. If she didn't learn she had cancer, she wouldn't have all this stress about impending death and leaving her husband alone. She wouldn't cry and have daily panic attacks. This horrible news and following negative thoughts and fears, it makes it even harder to survive cancer. If there is a medical problem, it shouldn't be ignored, but getting screening tests like mammograms, which uses radiation, and colonoscopies may end up with a bowel perforation, increasing the risk of developing problems and getting inaccurate diagnosis in the future. While there is no surefire lifestyle method to preventing and beating cancer, we can all take steps to be as healthy as possible by eating a plant-based vegan diet, exercising daily, socializing, thinking positive thoughts, meditating, avoiding GMOs and pesticides, sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night. Sleeping is when the body does most of the healing. Also drinking plenty of water, limiting social media, getting out in nature, reading, avoiding gas stoves, and surrounding ourselves with people who elevate us and we enjoy spending time with. Chef AJ said that to improve her health, she is exercising more, working less, and has an online support group, and is eating lots of kale. I created a video on cancer causes. I'll link that to the end screen along with Dr. Brooke Goldner's autoimmune reversal protocol. So you can watch those too. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Hope to see you soon. For my favorite low-fat, oil-free, plant-based vegan recipes, order my cookbook with vegan nutrition facts on how to prevent and reverse disease, which chronicles my personal health and weight loss story through my website, thehigh5diet.com.